Mainstreaming, a streaming service provider that enables broadcasters, media and gaming companies to stream video with the best quality of experience to their audience globally. Vertically integrated from the network to the streaming software, Mainstreaming simplifies the video workflow. We are now one of the largest networks in the world, built with over 2,700 points of connection with ISPs and telecommunication carriers. With our innovative artificial intelligence and its machine learning capabilities, we increase bitrate, reduce latency and prevent congestion over the internet. With our innovative solution, stream live and on-demand video easily everywhere. Mainstreaming, your video delivered.
We all know how important testing is. It's how you discover bugs in your software, or whether your new apps and features work the way they should. But which tests do you need to run? Find out with Resilient. We set new standards in the world of testing as a service. Our experts cover every stage of every test, so you'll have the right people with the right skills running the right tests for you. Everything you want to know is displayed on a comprehensive dashboard. It's tailored to your needs. And with 24/7 monitoring, you're instantly alerted if a critical user story fails. Peace of mind for a simple, fixed, monthly rate. It's time to identify and iron out the bugs, bring your products and features to market sooner, and deliver greater user satisfaction. Ask Resilient for your demonstration today. Resilient, guardians of the connected world.
Kineton nasce con il sogno di lasciare un segno. Stiamo vivendo quel sogno al di là di quelle che erano le ambizioni iniziali, ma continueremo a sognare ed ambire a fare cose sempre più grandi, sempre contraddistinte da quella follia che è presente in tutti i nostri progetti.
Kineton represents the pure passion of the South, with an unparalleled opportunity to grow, and we are just at the beginning of an exciting journey to reach the next step and chapter of Kineton altogether.
Trabajar en Kineton es genial, es una experiencia estimulante y gratificante que involucra creatividad y tecnología.
¿Qué es Kineton?
Este es Kineton.
This is Kineton.
Questo è Kineton. Hi there, we are live and welcome to the HbbTv Symposium and Awards premiere and Unconference presentation, an exclusive preview event giving you lots of insights into the upcoming annual main event of the HbbTv Association in Naples on November the 28th and 29th. There are lots of speakers assembled for you today, giving you exclusive previews, insights, and of course discussing with us latest developments in the industry. So there's a packed agenda, 45 minutes. Everybody is live and waiting now for you to come up with their presentations. It's my honor and pleasure to introduce the first speaker today. It's Angelo Petazzi, the chairman of the Marketing and Education Working Group of the HbbTv Association. That's the working group each year very busy with organizing the HbbTv Symposium and Awards. Welcome, Angelo, and of course, welcome to everybody else in the background.
Hi, Jörn. Thank you. Thank you very much for introducing me. Yes, I have the task here to give you a very brief update on what is going to happen at the symposium in Naples this year, the 28th and 29th of November. We have, as you may know, two kind of conference this year. The first one is a very traditional one, is a conventional conference with an agenda that is well defined. We are going to have a press release coming out in the next days with the details of the speakers there. And the second day, on the contrary, we are going to offer and to host what is called an Unconference. We are going to listen to the host of the Unconference, Owen, later during this webinar, how his work and what is happening there. A few words about the topics we are going to discuss at the two events in Naples. The regular conference is going to be focused on a couple of important topics. One is DVBI, and the other one is TA, target advertising. DVBI is, as you know, is a very new technology based on DVB dash that the DVB defined a few years ago, and now there are a couple more than two testing and trials in Germany and in Italy, even in Spain and even in Ireland. And we are going to listen to the protagonist of these trials, what is happening there and how they managed to go forward and what they derived from these trials. A couple of roundtables, very important. One is again on DBI, and the other one is on target advertising. Target advertising is one of the most relevant topic that is that the HbbTv technology is enabling. So we are going to listen from German guys, Italian guys, what they are doing there in terms of these topics. I do not spend more time on that. You have all the information, detailed information on hbbtv.org. You have the chance to register there. Please go there right now and register yourself. It is I think is going to be the most relevant event in the connected TV world. We are waiting and looking forward to welcoming you in Naples this year. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Angelo, for this brief introduction and update on the agenda. And as Angelo was mentioning, if you're looking for further information on the event, please check out the website www.hbbtv.org. You'll find information on the symposium, the agenda, the speakers, the venue, recommended hotels, and of course, the sponsors. And please make sure you book your ticket early, because lots of tickets have been sold. The number is limited, and otherwise you might miss out, because the space is of course limited as usual. So be sure to book your tickets soon for Naples this year. Now we've got the pleasure of introducing the hosts that will go through the event with you on the stage in Naples. It's my honor and pleasure to introduce my colleague Julian Clover from Broadband TV News and Anna Maria Spera from Kineton. Welcome, Julian and Anna Maria.
Thank you very much, Jorn. Anna Maria, do you want to go first, or shall I?
Want to go there.
Okay, well, looking forward to being joined by Anna Maria during the conference as we host everyone on the first day. Angelo's already picked out a couple of highlights. Maybe there's a couple more I could add to that, because we'll be hearing from Paul Gray of Media, and I have to say Paul's presentations and reviews of the global TV market are absolutely fascinating. It's the smaller granular detail that he adds to things, not just in terms of numbers, but also, if you like, putting colour to the figures. We know that in the past few years or so, various television manufacturers have been adding their own operating systems. They also think they're in the content business as well these days. So we'll be seeing through Paul what kind of effect that's making. But I think the beauty of the HbbTv conference is really hearing from people from right the way across Europe, sometimes beyond as well, into how they're putting HbbTV into action. We can all go home, we can press the red button or see some pop-up appear on our screen, but how are they doing? How are they performing for the various public and commercial broadcasters who are using the systems? And that's something that we'll be able to find out. And there's a couple of sessions where we'll be going through a number of different protagonists and hearing what they have to say, including one of them run by my friend Eva from TV Nova, who was on stage with me in Prague a few years ago. So that will be good to hear and reacquaint with Eva as well. Also, and Angelo mentioned this a little bit earlier on, DVBI, which I find absolutely fascinating. I don't know if I should confess this or not, but being someone who gets rather intrigued by channel numbers, the prominence of local and public broadcasters, and basically the muddle that you sometimes get in a number of markets between different platforms. And this is something that DVBI is looking to solve, as well as bringing in content from different platforms. And I guess these days viewers don't particularly care if the signal comes from satellite, from cable, or directly from the internet. Well, we'll be hearing a little bit about that during the course of the day. The second day, well, we kind of don't know what's going to be happening on the second day, but that's kind of the point of it all, really, as much as anything else. No one will tell us about that a little later on. Anna Maria, what are you looking forward to?
As I am really excited to co-host in this symposium, and I am really proud regarding the hosting of this event in Naples, because which is the city where Kineton was found. I think that the symposium is a unique occasion where it is possible to discuss regarding the services and business opportunities based on HbbTV standard. How we can sing, I think the two important topics will be the DVBI and the target advertising. So we can understand how the DVBI is going, the trial is in Italian is going. And for me, it is a real innovation, real revolution for the future of the television. also regarding the target advertising, it is important because now it is possible to create the content targeted on the user. So I think the companies have to dip this topic to improve also the revenue. I think is a very important. I am curious regarding the second day because the Unconference is the first time that is used in the symposium. So we are looking forward to meeting this kind of the format. And I think that we are expecting a big number of participants, and we also would like to thank the sponsor for this important initiative. And also Kineton believe a lot in this symposium. In fact, we are a platinum sponsor. So what else? We are looking forward to meeting in the symposium. I hope everyone will enjoy in participating in the symposium, and you are welcome in Naples.
Yes, looking forward to seeing Naples almost as much as I'm listening to taking part and hearing what everybody has to say in the conference. I've never been, and from all accounts of the pictures and things, it would be a beautiful city and a pretty good venue as well, in which we'll be able to have the conference this year. Jorn, I will hand it back to you at this point.
Yes, thank you, Julian. Thank you, Anna Maria. And of course, we shouldn't forget to mention that Julian will also moderate the 2 round tables we've already been focusing on. And this will be very exciting, of course. This is an active discussion. And I think these round tables, at least from my point of view, are always one of my favorite elements of these unconferences. You can't really plan them. So looking forward to meeting both of you in Naples in, well, less than 3 weeks. And let us now introduce the roundtable participants, because it's up now for the roundtable participants to come to the screen. First, we've got Jukka Saralainen from Couchplay from Germany over here. And the second participant is Marco Sibiglia from Mainstreaming in Italy. Then we've got Roberto Boroni from Nagra, big international company in the content production world. And then from the UK, we've got Bob Campbell from Resilient, formerly known as Eurofins Digital Testing. Hello and welcome, everybody. Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's get started with Couchplay first, because Jukka, your CEO, is going to be part of a roundtable focusing on what you can do best, which is, of course, HbbTv and gaming. So maybe that's a good opportunity to focus a bit on what HbbTv can do to support gaming applications.
Yes. So my name is Jukka Saralainen. Yeah, I'm the founder and the CTO of Couchplay. And we have been really 10 years doing gaming for HbbTv. So we started 2014 with the Pro7 group, putting together a gaming platform, and now we have like 500 games all over Europe on all those HbbTv broadcasters channels, but also using the CTV as a platform to publish our gaming and gaming platform. The DI and targeted advertising is, of course, a very important topic of Naples and the whole HbbTv, but we shouldn't forget the service side. So what we are seeing, that there's a bunch of new young customers coming from the VOD side, and we have to get them also to the HbbT services. So we need some entertainment and some cool stuff also for the customers, and not only technologies, which is in behind that.
So HbbTv and gaming, how can I imagine that? Is it like a bit of the browser gaming that we're used to, with very, simple, straightforward gaming applications? You can use the remote control and play on the big screen?
Yes, basically. So I think the easiest way would be to say we are like Netflix, but for games. We have a big portfolio of games. They are really casual gaming, family-friendly games, so that you can take your remote control and have a gameplay between the advertisement, or having a broadcaster supported gaming, that if there's a game show coming out in the broadcasting channel, we can also play the same game with your remote controller.
So you've got your roots in Germany, you just mentioned, but now you're available across Europe, is that right?
Yes, so we started in Germany, but of course we're looking and speaking with all the HbbTv broadcasters in Europe, and we're live in the German-speaking. I think we're in Czech Republic, in Estonia, and so on. So it's going really good. The games are fun, and the broadcaster need new services and solutions to keep the customers also online.
Thank you for these insights. I think it'll be really interesting to hear more about HbbTv and gaming applications in Naples. So looking forward
we will be
to
there.
that
We have
roundtable.
our booth there, and we will show our solution, and you can all come and join and play a game with us.
Okay, that's great. So when we want to have some fun, as you just mentioned, let's go to Couchplay's booth at the sponsors area and take time for some gaming fun and action. Thank you very much, Yuka, for this update. Let's move on to Marco from mainstreaming, and let's see, maybe first a look at mainstreaming and the services you're providing, and then what you've got for us in Naples.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for the invitation. I am Italian, and to be honest, I've never been to Naples, so I can't like to be there also for the first time in my life. Well, and of course, I will be there with my streaming. Basically, we are a VDN, a video delivery network, like enabling all the broadcasters in this case to offer a better quality of experience to their final users, because everything is great, related to ABC, to HbbTV, to all the contents that broadcasters produces, but in the end, if they are not streamed in the best way possible with the best quality of experience, it's gonna be a pity, because like final users are not it fully. And almost also talking about what are the main topics of the HbbTV, which are DVBI, target advertising. I mean, we are totally aligned with that, because of what we do and what we are doing in the market is to be aligned as much as possible with the last, let's say, innovative things, innovative solutions that are enabled, and we help to enable them, and also we partner with a lot of, let's say, a huge network of other companies, like for example Keynotes, or also other companies specialized in another specific sector. And what we do basically is to offer the best quality of experience for the final customer, for final users, mostly when it comes to latency, startup time, rebuffering, and so on.
Optimizing the streaming experience is something you're focusing on, and of course you'll be in Naples as well with your own stand, and people can join you and take a look at the services you're providing.
Sure, exactly.
Thank you very much for this update. Now let's move on to Nagra, where Roberto is waiting for us. And now, as Nagra, a well-established service provider in the industry, been there for decades, really. I think it's probably interesting to talk with you a bit about your view of HbbTV and the role it plays in the industry for service providers and for platform operators.
Yeah, sure. Hi, Jorn. Thanks, and hi, everyone. And thanks for having me here today. So yes, I think that the HbbTV, is a key element of any strategy to go direct to TV with an operator-driven user experience. As Nagra, still we are known by everybody, hopefully, as a content security provider.
I'm sure.
But we are working also, along all the value chain, so from content protection and monetization to content curation and consumption, so down really to the consumer, to the end user experience. And I think that when we are delivering a solution in the market, we have nowadays two key elements to consider. So one is the fact that users are looking for content that is coming from different sources, so a fully hybrid approach from traditional linear live broadcast content to TV anytime, anywhere with OTT means of delivering content. Then there is also another aspect that is really important, a trend that we see more and more in the market. So smart TVs have been growing in terms of being the second most used device connected in the homes after smartphones. And this is, we can couple this with the need from operators, especially in a pay TV ecosystem, to reduce their cost, to be profitable, and to go deviceless. So the TV is getting back to being at the center of the home entertainment, and no longer being, the video metrics where you are connecting all your devices, but really the device the user is using to consume content that is coming from different sources, all aggregated on the same TV screen with a single remote. So this is key for pay TV operators to address this device, to bring the look and feel, to bring their capabilities, to match what they have been offering till today on vertical set-top boxes, for example. And that's why we have been working as Nagra since some time now with operators, with TV vendors. I will not say brand to avoid advertising, but we have been delivering solutions relying on HbbTv, because we really think that this specification, this common standard, can allow us to bring a comprehensive, compelling, feature-rich user experience to the consumer, with an additional advantage of reducing the complexity for the operator. So with the OTT transformation of our industry, we have to face many different device types, device models, brands. So with HbbTv, we can really go towards the vision of having one application to rule them all. I would say on smart TVs, for example, having the same deliver on any brand and model. So this is obviously key for any operator. Now, coming to the symposium in Naples to close, I think that is really an amazing opportunity to meet with peers in the industry and see where do we stand, where we are going for the future, and especially I believe the second day with the Unconference, right, that's where we will have a deeper dive in topics like it was mentioned before also by Angelo, DVBI, targeted advertising. So really topics that are critical for the success of the initiative.
Thank you. I quite liked hearing what you've said, the big screen coming back in the center of the focus and HbbTv putting it all together. So I think that's a nice description of what's currently happening in the industry, and of course what we'll be focusing on in Naples. So very much looking forward to meeting you, Roberto, in Naples. And next in line is Bob from Resilient, company mentioned already, known to many as former name Eurofins Digital Testing. So Bob, what can we expect from Resilient in Naples?
Hi, thanks Ewan, thanks everybody. We're looking forward to being there. Resilient will be showing off some of our new features in our Ligada test harness, which is the conformance test tool that manufacturers use to ensure they implement the HbbTv standard, but also has a whole load of add-ons for different additional parts of specification, like targeted advertising, particularly op-apps, DRM, and the various platforms around Europe and the world that use HbbTv. So Freeview Play, TV in Italy, Freeview Australia, New Zealand. All of those need a foundation from receiver manufacturers on which to build their applications, and that's achieved using conformance test material that HbbTv and others provide that lets them certify their device meets the needs of the platform. We'll be showing some new things. We've got a new DVBI test suite and new features in Ligada that help manufacturers speed up their testing, and a lot of things to show there. We're also showing some interesting technology around how you can take that platform and then build applications and monitor them on top of that with dashboards that we've built to help keep track of your testing across a range of different devices. We know that the service providers that we work with are not just looking at HbbTv, but are also building apps to run on other devices that aren't HbbTv and services that are pure OTT as well. So we work closely with them through the whole process of development and QA and ongoing monitoring to ensure that receivers work, that the apps work, and ultimately that their audience gets the performance and the experience and results that they're looking for. So we know that apps and and devices are really difficult to get working together. You need to test them on the real thing. You need to keep going and keep monitoring that. And as an independent tester, we're able to provide some objectivity, and we're not marking our own homework here. So we're a trusted partner for a lot of different service providers and manufacturers to achieve some interoperability in the market.
Thank you, Bob. And that is, of course, a very important thing that companies like Resilient are doing. They're working in the background, and they're making sure that the apps run across all different systems, brands, model versions, following updates of this and that. It's a complex thing. And of course, making sure that there is a compelling TV experience for the viewer in the end. There's a lot that has to be done before that. And I always tend to say it's the companies like Resilient who make sure that technology remains invisible, because it becomes visible. That's usually a problem with it. So
yeah.
We'll be, of course, very interested in hearing more about that in Naples. So anything else to add, Bob?
Well, no, I think you've put it exactly right, and I think it's increasingly important when HbbTv is competing with other really well-known platforms that are delivering a really high-level experience, that people think carefully about how they're going to achieve that quality right through the system. And we are one of the few independent organizations that can help be your guardian for making sure your suppliers are delivering to your expectations.
Indeed, that is very important and key to a successful HbbTv operation. Thank you, Yuka. Thank you, Marco. Thank you, Roberto. And thank you, Bob, for these insights. Looking forward to meeting you in Naples. Let's move on to the next item on our agenda. We've been mentioning the Unconference a lot, and there's nobody better than Owen O'Sullivan going to explain how the Unconference works, the concept, the idea behind it, and the experience he's had with similar operations. And he's had quite a lot with our friends at DBB and at events from the EBU. And now this is the first time that the Unconference is installed at the HbbTv Symposium. And before I hand over to Owen, just a brief mentioning to you that you are, of course, invited to submit questions you have for Owen. He's going to be the Unconference host. He knows all about Unconferences. So please submit your questions through the little chat boxes or question buttons you can see in whatever software platform you're currently watching this live on. And Owen is very happy to respond. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Jörn. Nice to be here again for this HbbTv event. I have to say, I don't know about everybody else, but it's the pizza that I'm particularly looking forward to in Napoli. Big fan of Neapolitan pizza, I have to say.
Definitely.
So day one, we've heard quite a lot about day one at the HbbTv Symposium. Of course, day one will happen in plenary. We'll all be in the room together, listening at the same time to the presentations and the roundtables. Very high quality and interesting program. Day two, we're having an Unconference. And I know that a lot of people are asking the question, well, what is an Unconference? What's it all about? And, you know, it's really quite simple. I think for the Unconference, what you have to think about is that it's about smaller groups, focused discussions. So instead of everybody sitting in the room together, we're going to be in smaller groups, and we're going to be having focused discussions. And the key thing is that we're going to create the agenda together on the day. So I'm going to take you through some photographs now and a few slides just to explain how this Unconference thing works. If you do have questions, as Jörn mentioned, just drop them in the comment box on whatever platform you're using. I'll see them come up here beside me, and I'll try to make sure I answer those questions as I go through these slides. So as I say, we're talking about smaller focused discussions, but we do start in plenary. We start with an opening circle, and indeed we finish with a closing circle. What does it look like? Well, here are some photographs from Unconferences that I have hosted already, whether for the DVB project or the EBU. And you see that indeed we're sitting in a circle. Now, depending on the size of the group and the size of the space we have available, we're not 100% sure how that's going to work out. We may be in two concentric circles in Naples. But the point is, everyone's on the same level. There's nobody standing up on a stage or a podium. We're all sitting at the same level. And together, at that point, we're going to build the agenda. This is what the agenda will look like at the beginning. So you see that we will have times along one axis, and rooms or spaces along the other axis. And we are going to together build that agenda. We're going to build it on the basis of pitches, and those pitches will be delivered by you, in fact, our attendees. So here's some photographs of people pitching at previous Unconferences. So you see in the bottom middle there, somebody is writing on the large post-it note a session title. So you write your session title and your name, and then you're given the floor and you're given 1 minute to describe, to explain what's going to happen in your session and what you want to talk about. Now, the pitch, after you've pitched, you put your session on the agenda. You see some photographs of people sticking their sessions on the agenda. There's no voting, there's no show of hands to see who's interested in a session. We just pitch and stick your session on the agenda. But it's not entirely unprepared. It's not just happening spontaneously like that. We are already accepting advanced proposals for sessions at this Unconference. If you visit the website and go to the program page, you'll see there's a link there through to the Unconference day. You'll find a few different links in different places. And on that Unconference page, you can find a link to access the submission form, which looks like this. So there we ask you for a few details about the session that you're proposing. And once you've submitted your session, we'll share that on the page with everybody so they can see what sessions people are considering. And just to give you an idea, these are the ones that are already appearing there. So we have all sorts of topics coming up there. Obviously the key topics of DVBI and targeted advertising are there, but you can see there's data privacy there. There's someone proposing to do something on Next Gen TV in the USA. We have something around application testing, around lessons from the HbbTv Plug Fest that have happened in the past. So lots of great ideas there. So you stand up, you pitch your sessions, and at the end of it will take us 30 minutes, 45 minutes. At the end of that, we will have a filled agenda. And we see some photographs of how those agendas look here. And one of the jobs we have in the backroom team is to very quickly get that agenda online as well. So you just see some examples there. We'll probably have an Unconference page on the HbbTv website where you'll be able to access the agenda. Of course, the agenda can change during the day because there may be some gaps in there. There may be some people who change their mind, want to change the name or the focus of their session. So we keep that flexibility throughout the day. Then we move on to the sessions, and like I say, instead of everybody sitting in rows in one room, instead we move to smaller breakouts. So you see here are some photographs of previous Unconferences that I've hosted, whether for the DVB project or the EBU, and you see that the sessions are very much more about people sitting together discussing. There's often sometimes people use the screen to maybe show some slides or examples, but much more often there's flip charts or whiteboards and people are taking notes and really getting deep. You have about 45 to 55 minutes or so once people have gotten into place to really get into the discussions. And we try to make sure that everybody in the room has a chance to speak and contribute to the discussion. We also ask every session host to appoint a session reporter, and they just fill in a very short report. The title, the host, the reporter, what the goal of the session was, a short summary of the session, and what the next steps should be on that topic. So you see here, this was the list in the Unconference Hub for the last DVB World. And when you click on one of those session reports, you get the full session report there. So that was a session on DVBI there. So really, as this nice quote from Jay Cross, who was one of the people who inspired the Unconference idea, as he says, people go to conferences to learn things, right? You go to the HbbTv Symposium, maybe you go to sell and maybe you go to network, but you go to learn things. But you often learn a lot more in the conversations you have in the hallway than in the formal conference sessions. So what we're doing is we're bringing those hallway conversations into the main conference room, and we're giving the control back to you instead of to experts on stage. You are the experts, you have the knowledge, and when we put our heads together, we can have a really, really good, rewarding experience together at the HbbTv Symposium with this Unconference. So that's really all I wanted to share today. I don't see any questions that I haven't covered yet coming through there at the moment. I think we've probably covered everything, Jörn.
Yeah, I think so. No questions left. So thank you very much for this insight on the Unconference concept. And of course, if you have any questions regarding this, how to submit your ideas and things like that, Owen and the HbbTv team are there to support you, of course, in any case. Anything else, Owen?
I'll see you in Napoli.
Thank you. Okay, looking forward to that. Thank you for this chapter on the Unconference part. Now it's the last chapter of this agenda, and I'd like to welcome Vincent Crivet to the stage. He's the HbbTv chairman, and he's going to add a couple of words on our symposium in Naples. Welcome, Vincent.
Thank you, Jörn. Good afternoon, everybody. It's always a great pleasure to be in this moment early November that we see the symposium starts to take shape, and the excitement of joining in Naples and joining the symposium also is building up. And I'm super excited. I really would like, as usual, but I think they deserve it, I would like to say a big thank you to the sponsors, a big thank you to the team that is every year working so hard to organize a great event. And I'm very, very excited and happy to join the event very soon. I must say I'm even more excited this year, not only because of the Naples pizza, but still it's related to EHOGAN because of the Unconference thing. That is the big innovation this year. And I must confess, in the beginning, when the idea was put on the table, I was a little bit skeptical. Now, the more it goes, the more I'm excited. And I really wait, or I dream, I expect a lot from that day two. Of course, day one is very important to set the scene. I mean, all the important stuff that gives the framework of HbbTv, you will hear on day one. But now I think really some great things may happen on day two, and maybe especially for me as chair of HbbTv, I sincerely hope I can be challenged, I can be provoked, I can be educated on a number of topics where people will come with totally unexpected ideas, but many of them will be useful ideas. So very much looking forward to be there. And thank you very much. I really hope many of the people in the call today will be in Naples in 2 weeks.
Thank you, Vincent. Same can be said for myself. I really look forward to the Unconference bit, because that's where what the industry really thinks is coming to the stage, what's really going on in people's minds and the questions people have. And as you were saying, even maybe challenging things that we consider to be absolutely certain. I think that's going to be exciting and very interesting. And so this is a new element. And so one reason more to join the event in Naples this year, and I've mentioned already, please make sure to book your ticket soon, www.hbbtv.org, because the tickets are limited. And so be sure to sign up now. Now let's have Julian and Anna Maria and Angelo coming back for some last words.
Yeah, I start. Yeah, what to say more of what we listen today. So I think that we all have a good idea. I think thanks to our participant at this webinar. But even one thing I would like to do is a very big thank you to our sponsors. This is important. Every year we are managing to gather together around the symposium a relevant bunch of sponsors that are allowing us to making that a reality. Thank you very much to all of our sponsors. Thank you.
Jon, can I add one word on that?
Sure, Vincent.
Yeah, I would like to really echo what Angelo says as a thank you to the sponsor. And I would like maybe to say that we thank them for at least two things. One, of course, is the financial support they bring, because it's with this money that we can build the symposium. But I think also the sponsors being sponsors, and this in many cases being from year on year, and we certainly welcome the fact that we have new ones as well. This shows a commitment, an interest, a trust in our HbbTv ecosystem, And that is very, very important to the association and to the steering group. Thank you to the sponsors.
Absolutely. Anna Maria, a couple of words.
A special thanks to everyone, and we are waiting for everyone in Naples, and see you for this next HbbTv Symposium in Naples.
Thank you. Julian, you're last.
Yeah, thank you. We're very much looking forward to conversation about something, a technology which is actually here and now. It's always got way to go and to developments to talk about, but it's also something that consumers are already using in their homes and broadcasters are adopting in Europe and around the world. So it's always fascinating to hear about the journey and the latest developments, and of course meet the people who are actually behind that in person as well. I always think whilst the presentations and the Unconference, of course, on the second day will be absolutely crucial to attend, but also actually the coffee breaks are pretty useful as well for being able to connect and reconnect with those behind HbbTv.
Of course, the networking is always an important element of these conferences, and there is plenty of time for socializing, meeting new and familiar faces. And of course, the coffee breaks are well suited for that, but also, of course, the sponsors booth to get an update on what key market players are currently working on regarding new services and products. Let's have everybody back on screen to say thank you to each and every one of you for your great insights and contributions. And surely looking forward to meeting all of you in Naples. Thank you very much. Goodbye for now. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.